I'm just gonna yap and get something off my chest. I don't expect anybody to watch this, but I want to leave a mark somewhere, leave some proof behind that I existed, and talking about how I feel from time to time on a camera and keep it on a channel that no one might see unless I show them feels appropriate. So, no matter how nice, how sweet, how genuine, or how kind you are, sometimes some people will just disappear from your life, even if you're doing everything right. And it's not on you. You did nothing wrong. Uh, Most of the time, it's on the other person. A lot of people don't realize that they are not operating on sound emotion, good logic, or good feelings. Some of them are still operating on coping mechanisms, trauma, self defense. Some of them are still operating on toxic patterns that they went through their life. And even if you're the kindest, nicest, most sincere person available to them, nine times out of 10, they will probably feel a spark, light a fire, and then burn up fast. Like you won't see them within before a semester ends. 2 months, a month, and then when they're done, I guess, love bombing you, or they're done feeling the passion, or they burned up because they went through the steps too quickly without processing everything. One of the days they'll just disappear from your life, even though you didn't change, you did nothing wrong. If anything, you tried being kinder, more sincere. You tried listening to them more, trying to know them better. But once they're done getting what they need from you, basically, be it physical, emotional, sexual, whatever way that may be, whatever they're done taking from you, they will probably give you a sorry excuse if you're lucky, or won't give you an excuse at all, and then disappear from your life. They won't give you a chance to communicate properly, or they won't communicate back even if you try. They won't give you a chance to build a connection, or at least try to put in some effort from both sides and see what happens. They won't give you a chance to have a companionship, a friendship, let alone a relationship or a partnership. They will just meet, stay surface level, take what they want from you, and once they're done feeling the passion and done taking what they want, they will most probably disappear from your life. And it's sad. It will leave you feel drained. It will leave you feeling like you are the problem or there's something wrong with you, but it's not. Mm, It's not that something's wrong with you. Everybody can improve, but nine nine times out of 10, you're trying your best and you're still doing good. It's them. They haven't healed properly. They haven't went through the steps or did the work they should have done on themselves, and they can't process all this positivity. So even if they tell you that you're very sweet, you're kind, you're a very nice person, even if they tell you, oh, you're handsome, you're very hot, you're very pretty, you're very beautiful, all those positives will mean nothing when the patterns, when the trauma response, when the toxic connections bubble up again, since they didn't process all that and they leave you. What I'm trying to say is this will happen, and the longer you live, the more often it'll happen to you. It's shitty, but the older you get, you the chances you encounter these types of connections or weird situationship or relationship keeps increasing. And when that happens, inevitably, unless you're some of the lucky few who find something beautiful, some genuine kind of love that they stick together until death do you apart. So, unless you're one of those lucky few, you're gonna end up encountering something like this, and even inevitably, when that happens, try to remind yourself that it isn't your fault. You did the best you could have done, and you gave it your all. So don't regret it for a single moment, because you can sleep at night knowing you did all you could. You gave it your all, and it didn't work out because, and if it didn't work out, it's not because of you. It's not because of your lack of effort. It's not because of the person you are. It's not because of you did something wrong. It's because the other person, whatever their interpersonal psychological reason may be, they chose not to do the work that needs to be done to build a connection with another person. And it's sad that you did, and you put in all that effort, and in a sense it did go to vain, but try not to look at it as your efforts going to waste. Try to look at it as your efforts led you out of a situation that could have been much worse. Your efforts showed the person what a genuine human connection could look like, and it showed them they are not ready for it. So rather than stringing you along, they set you free. So just don't be too harsh on yourself. And I'm saying this to me more than I'm saying this to you, whoever you may be who's watching, because I don't do too well with these kinds of things, these weird situationships, these temporary connections. They leave me feeling drained, especially with rejection sensitivity dysphoria. It hits a lot harder, and I know it's easier said than done, but I need to remind myself, so I can remind anybody in my life that I care about, that could be you, that you gave it your all, and it still didn't work. So it's not your fault. And it will hurt. It still hurts. Every single time it happens, it will still hurt. It'll hurt horribly, but process the pain. Just don't take on the blame on yourself. Feel what you need to feel and let it go. It's easier said than done when you're going through it, but you need to process this pain and remind yourself that you did everything right. They just chose to go in a different direction because they're not ready for all the good things that you are. And remind yourself they might never be ready. So move on. Don't look back. And yes, if you think about it, it is sad for them, but you cannot save everyone. You cannot take that burden upon yourself. The first thing you have to do is save yourself and survive, and then try to live. After you've done all that, maybe you can add another person, but you can't think about them. Think about yourself first for now, because you are in a lot of pain and you are going through it. And this cycle makes you think that maybe you're not good enough, but that's just your brain doing a lot of negative talk, self talk, doing a lot of negative self talk, which isn't true. Keep reminding yourself that you did good. It's not your fault, it's their fault. It's not even their fault, it's just they didn't choose you, they're not ready, and they might never be ready. So all I can do is accept and move on. Just keep reminding yourself that. Even though it hurts to see the people that you're trying to have a connection with, that you're trying to talk to daily, that you were talking to daily for months, disappear, you gotta remember that people will come and go in your life. And you can choose to stay in their life, but they also have to choose to stay in yours. You can't force anybody to stay. It's a choice they have to make. And if they don't choose you, it's not because you're not good enough. It's because they think the chemistry is not there, or they think they don't want this kind of connection in their life, or they think they don't want this kind of person in their life, whatever it may be. They chose not to keep you in their life. So you must accept that. And it's not because you're not good enough. Sometimes it could be because you're too good and they're just not ready to process that. So please, don't blame yourself. Please. You deserve better. Just because some emotionally unstable people, some horrible people decide to hurt you in this way, do not blame yourself. And I'm saying this to myself as well. Do not blame yourself. Sometimes you can do everything right in life and still not be chosen. But that's alright. You are still the person you want to be, or you're working towards it. and you are still trying every single day to be the best you can be, that's all that matters. And even if they don't choose you, someday someone will, and that someone will be worth the while. And even if that someone never comes in time or never comes in your life, you still have yourself. As long as you keep choosing yourself, you'll be alright.